Always seeking to expand my circle of musical associations, I trapped Fred Waring into a collegiate collaboration, thus finally managing to break into a glee club. Not steady, though.
To the tables down at Maury's, to the place where Louis dwells, to the dear old Temple Bar we love so well. Sing the whiffin' poofs assembled with their glasses raised on high, and the magic of their singing cast its spell.
Yes, the magic of their singing, of the songs we love so well. Shall I wasting and Mavourning and the rest?
We will serenade our Louis while life and voice shall last.
Then we'll pass and be forgotten with the rest. We're poor little lambs who have lost our way. Ba, ba, ba. We're little black sheep who have gone astray. Ba, ba, ba.
Gentlemen songsters off on a spree, doomed from here to eternity. Lord, have mercy on such as we. Gentlemen songsters off on a spree, doomed from here to eternity.
Lord, have mercy on such as we.
Here's what they call a Maori love song, long a standard in Australia, and it popped up big in England, so Jack Cap grabbed it for me and for Decca. This was one of the many astute choices that Jack made for me, and it was in 1946.
Now is the hour when we must say goodbye. Soon you'll be sailing far across the sea, while you're away. Oh, then remember me when you return. You'll find me waiting here.
Sunset glow fades in the west. Night o'er the valley is creeping
birds cuddle down in their nest. Soon all the world will be sleeping, sleeping. Now is the hour when we must say goodbye, goodbye. Soon you'll be sailing far across the sea, while you're away. Oh, then remember me. Remember when you return, you'll find me waiting here.
I can't really say that many of the songs I've sung about Ireland were warmly received over in the Emerald Isle. Synthetic Irish, they would say, not typical at all, but we hoaxed them with this one because it came from there. It's a very lovely thing, too, and it's a standard in my library.
If you ever go across the sea to Ireland, then maybe at the closing of your day, you will sit and watch the moon rise over Claddagh and watch the barefoot gossoons at their play. Just to hear again the ripple of the trout stream, the women in the meadows making hay, and to sit beside a turf fire in the cabin and see the sun go down on Galway Bay. For the breezes blowing o'er the seas from Ireland are perfumed by the heather as they blow, and the women in the upland digging craters speak a language that the strangers do not know. For the strangers came and tried to teach us their way. They scorned us just for being what we are, but they might as well go chasing after moonbeams or light a penny candle from a star. And if there's going to be a life hereafter, and faith I'm sure there's going to be, I will ask my God to let me make my heaven in that dear land across the Irish Sea.
Like almost everybody else, I have a tough time passing those attractive color travel posters that you see around these days. I find myself lingering in front of them and wondering if the chestnut trees are in blossom in Paris, thinking of the incredible deep blue of the broad Mediterranean, Majorca, and all those other faraway places. George, I must get my passport renewed.
Faraway places with strange sounding names, far away over the sea. Those faraway places with the strange sounding names are calling, calling me. Going to China, or maybe Siam. I want to see for myself those faraway places I've been reading about in a book that I took from the shelf. I start getting restless whenever I hear the whistle of a train. I pray for the day I can get underway and look for those castles in Spain. They call me a dreamer. Well, maybe I am, but I know that I'm burning to see those faraway places with the strange sounding names calling, calling me.
I pray for the day when I'll find a way those faraway places to see.
Those faraway places with the strange sounding names calling, calling me. Calling, calling me.
I really had to go into training for this next little novelty. I took the short course at the Southern Missouri Mule Skinners Institute. It was worth it, though, because I really think with the help of Perry Bodkin's colorful accompaniment, with his arrangement, something pretty exciting ensued.
Mule train, ah, you old junkhead, take a hold of that, ah, mule train, clippity-clopping through the wind and rain. Seems as how they never stop. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clippity, clippity-clippity, clippity-clopping along. Mule train, oh, you lop-head loafer, hi, boy, hi. Mule train, clippity-clopping along the mountain chain. Soon they're gonna reach the top. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clippity, clippity-clippity, clippity-clopping along. There's a plug of chaw tobacco for a miner in Corona, a guitar for a westerner way out in Arizona, a dress of calico for a gal in Kokomo. Get along, you get along. Mule train, bobtail rascal. Have mule train, clippity-clopping through the wind and the rain. They'll keep going till they drop. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clippity-clippity-clippity, clippity-clopping along. There's some needles and some thread for the local general store. A present from Sears Roebuck that a bride is waiting for. Some rheumatism pills for the settlers in the hills. Get along, mule, get along. Mule train. Oh, you no-count hide. Take a hold of that one. Here, boy. Mule train, lippity-clopping through the wind and the rain. They'll keep going till they drop. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clippity, clippity-clippity, clippity-clopping along. Mule train. Oh, Buck. On, Jenny. Ah, why, you bunch of ringtail leathernecks way back calf need meat-eating scoundrels. Ha, now, ha!
When the immortal Stephen Foster died, a pauper in New York many, many years ago, they found among his effects a phrase scribbled on a scrap of paper. It said, "Dear friends and gentle hearts." I've always thought it was a song title for some song that he intended to write. And I suppose it must have been the oblique inspiration for a song which was a real good one around 1950.
I love those dear hearts and gentle people who live in my hometown, because those dear hearts and gentle people will never ever let you down. They read the good book from Friday till Monday. That's how the weekend goes. I've got a dream house I'll build there one day, with picket fence and rambling rose. I feel so welcome each time that I return, that my happy heart keeps laughing like a clown. I love the dear hearts and gentle people who live and love in my hometown. There's a place I'd like to go, and it's back in Idaho, where your friendly neighbors smile and say hello. It's a pleasure and a treat to meander down the street. That's why I want the whole wide world to know.
I love those dear
I love the dear hearts, I love the gentle people
who live in my hometown.
because those dear hearts and gentle people will never ever let you down. They read the good book from Friday till Monday. That's how the weekend goes.
Got a
dreamy dream house I built there one day, with picket fence and rambling rose. I feel so welcome each time that I return, that my happy heart keeps laughing like a clown. I love the dear hearts and gentle people who live and love in my hometown.
home, home, sweet home. Home, home, sweet home.
Home, home, sweet home. Home, home, sweet home.
Way back in 1832, when Andy Old Hickory Jackson was president, there were two songs written which have lived through the years. Everyone knows them, I'm sure, because one was America and another one was this powerful song of religious faith.
Rock of ages, quack for me. Let me hide myself in thee.
for me. Let me hide myself in thee. Let the water and the blood from thy wounded side which flowed be of sin the double cure. Save from wrath and make me pure. Could my tears forever flow? Could my zeal no languor know? These for sin could not atone. Thou must save, and thou alone. In my hand no price I bring, simply to thy cross I cling.
While I draw this fleeting breath, when my eyes shall close in death, when I rise to worlds unknown, and behold thee on thy throne, Rock of Ages, cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee.
Rock of Ages, cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee. Let the water and the blood from thy wounded side which flowed be of sin the double cure. Save from wrath and make me pure. Amen.
1950 was a big year for cake songs. Candy and Cake, I Knew You Were Coming Out of Baked Cake, and so on. Looks like songwriters kind of got hung up in the kitchen. We had a little three-layer job going for us in the movie Riding High. Miss Carol Richards from Rockford, Illinois is heard on this home ec paper.
We're gonna bake a sunshine cake. It's everything nice.
It's sugar and spice.
It's a cinch.
We'd ought to bake a sunshine cake. It does more good than a big, thick steak.
We'll start.
I start with a tablespoon of trouble.
Then
Add a smile and let it bubble up.
we'd ought to bake a sunshine cake. It really isn't so hard to make.
How now?
Fresh tears a pounder to a pleasure. Kind words you needn't use a measure cup.
Any questions? Well, then we proceed. It's not from a recipe book, and you don't have to be a good cook.
Or run to the oven and look.
With such a simple dish, all you do is wish. So why not bake a sunshine cake?
Of course it may keep your dreams awake.
But friends say there's nothing like the flavor.
Don't wait to do your friends a favor.
And for goodness sake,
What are we waiting for? Let's bake a sunshine cake. Oh, well, we got the right ingredients, so let's proceed. Cheerful dispositions, that's all we need. We need some happy poetry, we need a lot.
And then you put 'em all together. Tell me, what have you got?
Oh, well, you add a little dreaming of the bright blue tide. Put on your slippers and you light your pipe. You add a little feeling in a measured cup, and then you give it to the lady, let her stir it up.
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 It's got vitamins A,
Vitamins B.
vitamins L-O-V-E.
If you're fat, it's for that.
If you're thin, pack it in.
What's wrong if you get a double grin? We'd ought to bake a sunshine cake.
We'd
Of
ought
course
to
it may
bake
keep your
a
dreams
sunshine
awake.
cake. Of course
Friends
it may
say
keep
there's
your
nothing
dreams
like the
awake.
flavor.
Friends
Don't
say
wait to
there's
do
nothing
your
like
friends
the
a favor.
flavor.
For
Don't
goodness
wait to
sake.
do your friends a favor. And for goodness sake,
Do your friends a favor.
And for goodness sake,
What are we waiting for?
let's bake a sunshine cake.
Oh, my, time flies, and little fledglings start piping and peeping and trying their pipes in uncertain tones. I used to do a song in my salad days with some of my chums, an old Irving Berlin tune, which I figured would prove a useful duet for Gary and me, so we crept into Decca one day, crooned, and crept out again with the following result.
Won't you play some simple melody like my mother sang to me? One with a good old-fashioned harmony. Play some simple melody.
Musical demon, set your honey a dreamin'. Won't you play me some rag? Just change that classical nag to some sweet, beautiful drag. If you will play from a copy of a tune that is choppy, you'll get all my applause. And that is simply because I want to listen to rag. Musical demon, set your honey a dream. Won't you play me some rag? Just change that classical nag
my mother
to some
sang
sweet,
to me.
beautiful drag. If you will play from a copy
With
of a
that good
tune that is choppy, you'll
old-fashioned
get all my applause.
harmony.
And that is simply
Play
because
some simple
I want to listen to
melody.
rag. Musical demon, set your
play
honey a
some
dreamin'.
simple
Won't you play me some rag?
melody?
Steady,
Just
steady.
change that classical nag
My mother
to some
sang
sweet,
to me.
beautiful drag. If you will play from a copy of a
Good
tune that is choppy,
old-fashioned
you'll get all my applause.
harmony. Don't
And
lose your
that
head.
is simply
Play
because
some
I
simple
want to listen to
melody.
rag. Play from a copy
for
of a
me
tune that is choppy, you
that
get all
good
of my
old-fashioned
applause
harmony.
because
Won't you play
I
for
want
me
a ragged,
a
ragtime
simple
melody.
Of course, Decca wasn't about to bring in a lot of musicians, technicians, and tie up a studio just for one side, so we cut a companion piece. Nothing deathless, but maybe the best side after all. I believe it was Matty Matlock's arrangement and his band.
Here's a happy tune you'll love to croon. They call it Sam's song. It's catchy as can be, the melody. They call it Sam's song. Nothing on your mind, and then you find you're humming Sam's song. Why, it makes you grin, gets under your skin, as only a song can do. The people that you meet out on the street, all whistling Sam's song. Everyone you see will soon agree that it's a grand song. So forget your troubles and wear a smile. You'll find you'll never go wrong if you learn to croon this happy tune. They call it Sam's song. And now another treatment, this classic American theme, brought to you by Mr. Getty Crosby. Here's a happy tune
That'll bring you a smile all the while. When you croon it, you're really in style.
and the title is Sam's song. It's catchy as can be,
With a sly little beat and the melody sweet, keeps you tapping your feet.
and the title is Sam's song. Nothing on your mind.
But the news of the day and the bills you must pay keep your hair turning gray, but you're still humming Sam's
Are you all right?
song.
How's your brace?
Why, it makes you grin, gets under your skin, as only a song can do.
Oh, the people that you meet
Hello, Joe, what you know, and remind me to mow. Tell 'em business is slow, but I'm whistling
whistling Sam's song. Everyone you see
has a story to tell or a gimmick to sell, but agree that it's swell and it's really a grand song. So forget your troubles and wear a smile. You'll find you'll never go wrong
if you learn to croon
like a lark in the park who is making his mark, serenading the dark with the chorus of Sam's song. If you learn to croon the happy tune, they call it Sam's song.
No question about it, the happiest times in my recording career were the days I worked with Louis Armstrong. Just being in the same room with this fellow when he's coming on is a complete joy and inspiration. His talent and his enthusiasm is so infectious, well, I really think some of it rubbed off on me because I almost got with it here.
I tell you why I can't find you. Every time I go out to your place, you gone fishing.
How you know?
Well, there's a sign upon your door.
Uh-huh.
Gone fishing.
I'm real gone, man.
You ain't working anymore.
Could be.
There's your hoe out in the sun, where you left a row half done. You claim that hoeing ain't no fun.
But I can prove it.
You ain't got no ambition. Gone fishing by a shady, weighty pool.
Shangri-La. Really la.
I'm wishing I could be that kind of fool.
Shall I twist your arm?
I'd say no more work for mine.
Welcome to the club.
On my door I'd hang a sign, gone fishing, instead of just a wishing.
Papa Bing, I've
Hello.
stopped by your place a time or two lately, and you aren't home either.
Well, I'm a busy man, Louis. I got a lot of big deals cooking. I was probably tied up at the studio.
You weren't tied up, you dog. You was just plain old gone fishing.
Baboo, 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 baboo.
There's a sign upon your door.
Pops, don't blab it around, will you?
Gone fishing.
Keep it shady. I got me a big one staked out.
You ain't working anymore.
I don't have to work. I got me a piece of Gary.
Cows need milking in the barn.
I have the twins on that detail. They each take a side.
But you just don't give a darn.
Give them 4 bits of cow and hand lotion.
You just never seem to learn.
Man, you taught me.
You ain't got no ambition.
You're convincing me.
Gone fishing. Got your hound dog by your side.
That's old Cindy Lou going with me.
Gone fishing. please, biting at his hide.
Get away from me, boys, you bother me. Folks won't find us now because Mr. Satch and Mr. Cross, we gone fishing instead of just a wishing. Oh, yeah.
Things kept breaking pretty good for me because, blessed day, I got into a film under the guidance of that master movie maker, Frank Capra. And I got Jane Wyman for a leading lady and a Johnny Mercer Hoagie Carmichael song to sing. Isn't that a beautiful little round robin? Janie's first waxing, too, I believe.
In the cool, cool, cool of the evening,
Tell 'em I'll be there.
in the cool, cool, cool of the evening,
Save your pappy a chair when the party's getting a glow on and singing fills the air. In the shank of the night when the dudes are right, well, you can tell 'em I'll be there.
I like a barbecue,
I like to boil a ham.
and I vote for bouillabaisse stew.
What's that? I'd like a weenie baked steak and a layer cake.
And you'll get a tummy ache too.
We'll rent a tent or a teepee. Let the town crier cry.
All's well.
And if it's RSVP, this is what I'll reply. In the cool, cool, cool of the evening, tell 'em we'll be there. If you need a pair of freeloaders to fracture your affair, I may even give them pagliacci.
Now stand back and give him air.
Everyone can relax and we'll have a few yaks,
And you can tell 'em we'll be there. We said the bumblebee, let's have a jubilee. When said the prairie hen soon?
Sure, said the dinosaur. Where, said the grizzly bear, under the light of the moon.
How about your brother jackass? Everyone gaily cried. Are you coming to the fracas?
Ain't gonna blow it.
And over his specs he sighed.
In the cool, cool, cool
Of the evening, tell 'em I'll be there.
In the cool, cool, cool
Of the evening, stick 'em on my head. If perchance we look a bit peaked, remember, sail again.
If we're still on our feet
And there's something to eat,
well, you can
tell
tell
'em we'll be there.
in the cool, cool, cool of the evening, tell 'em I'll be there. In the cool, cool, cool of the evening, better save a chair.
When the party's getting a glow on and singing fills the air.
If there's gas in my hack and my laundry is back,
If there's room for one more and you need me,
why, sure.
If you need a new face or a tenor or bass,
If I can climb out of bed and put a head on my head,
well, you can tell 'em we'll be there.
And so, just by way of buttoning up this bit, I have a merry little thing which, to me, seems to project the traditional spirit that prevails throughout our broad land whenever folks get together on Sundays and holidays to visit a little, whip up some singing and dancing, and take their best shots at the buffet.
Y'all come,
Well, come and get it.
y'all come,
Come and set a spell, friend.
y'all come to see us when you can.
When you live in the country, everybody is your neighbor. On this one thing you can rely. They all come to see you, and they never leave you, saying, y'all come to see us by and by. Y'all come, y'all come, y'all come, y'all come. Oh, y'all come to see us now and then. Y'all come, y'all come, y'all come, y'all come. Oh, y'all come to see us now and then. Kinfolks are a-comin', they're a-comin' by the dozen, eatin' everything from soup to hay. Hide the rooster, and right after dinner they ain't lookin' any thinner, and here's what you hear them say.
Y'all come.
That string's open, and the cider's making.
Oh, y'all come to see us when you can.
We're fixin' to kick back the rug. Bring your fiddle.
Y'all come.
I need some rosin, too.
Oh, y'all come to see us now and then.
Now grandma's a-wishin' that they'd come out to the kitchen and help to do the dishes right away. But they all start a-leavin', even though she's a-grievin'. Well, you can still hear grandma say,
Y'all come.
well, land of Goshen, dag nabbit.
Oh, y'all come to see us when you can.
Bring the young uns, you hear me? We'll tie the dog up. And go put the cat out, too.
Y'all come to see us now and then.
Y'all come, y'all come, oh, y'all come to see us now and then.
Well, I guess we've stretched this thing out pretty thin. We've hit some of the high spots for me throughout the years anyhow. But I just couldn't wrap it out without very gratefully acknowledging the help of all the wonderful people I've worked with when I was recording, or without recalling all the good times we had while cutting some of these things. Without most of all thanking all the people who have listened through the years. I'm very grateful.